that you can talk and I can repeat the question.
Since there's not enough people that have retirement pensions, would you say that that adds to the level of poverty in America, where many of them that don't have enough savings live beneath the income threshold needs in America in poverty?
Yeah.
In the inner cities?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're saying that pensions help to reduce poverty, of course, because people, more than just reduce poverty, absolutely. When a person has a pension, the studies show, number one, it gives them peace of mind. Number two, it gives them money in their pocket and certainty. As you know, a 401k is a lump sum, so people don't know how to spend it. They don't know whether they can spend it. They don't know whether they're going to live or they're going to die, right? That's the problem with there are a lot of problems with a 401k, which I'm not going to spend a lot of time on because I'm sure everybody here will agree with me, okay? Does anybody want to defend the 401k system? Thank you. So pensions help that. But pensions also, if you look at, and there are economists who are going to do a much better job than I am on this. They put money into the economy. I mean, if you're a union town with everybody on a pension, you can have a grocery store, you can have a pharmacist, you can have a toy store, you can have a decent economy. If everybody doesn't have any money, which is half of Americans, zero into retirement, and they're, as you know, an average Social Security paycheck is $17,000 a year, which doesn't go very far. They can't keep these local stores going. You may have read that in the New York Times, how in rural America, the grocery stores are being closed. So they produce the food, but they can't buy any. And that's because, well, I don't think you've organized the farm workers, except in California, but the point is, if you have a union, you've got a good retirement. And it helps with, I mean, I can go into the statistics about it, how it helps with mental health, it helps with depression, because you're not so worried about the money. It's a huge thing. And that monthly paycheck or that biweekly paycheck really makes a difference, much better than like this lump sum, which is, as you said, Neil, so well. They don't even pay you the fair amount. It's just so unfair. Okay, I'm not going to go on to that. Thank you. Who determines what they'll be in? Who will invest the dollars? What was the? Who invests the dollars? Oh, well, one idea. Look, we're still in the stages, but for instance, remember I told you about those 10 states? The way it works is we decide. I'm on the board of Maryland, for instance, the Maryland Saves. I know that's not a surprise to you. So we hear from different groups, and those groups who come in front of us, the ones that come in front of all your pension funds, whether they be, State Street Bank or whoever comes in front of you, they'll come in front of us, and we'll decide who's doing a good job, what the fees are, what the returns are, and that's how it will be decided. I mean, the normal way that you decide on your own pensions. But the difference is, I think somebody said in the earlier slides, people don't know how to invest. So it will all be done by it'll be done like if you're a teacher, the AFT teacher does not decide how the AFT pension fund gets invested. Somebody else does it. So the teacher can be a teacher, and they don't have to decide whether to put their money in stocks or bonds or this or that, emerging markets, private equity. That's not what you went to a teacher to be. You want a teacher to focus on teaching. So it's like what a pension is. You're going to hire somebody to do it. And then you'll oversee whether they do a good job. You're going to say, is Maryland doing a good job, or is Oregon doing a better job? So that's the way you can compete. Yes?
All right, so I'm going to ask, I don't think this one's working. I'm a firm believer that, obviously our public schools are the cornerstone of, a healthy future for America. So can you touch a little bit on why pension savings, retirement savings are so important to the health of our public schools in all these small economies
Well, I'm going to say one sentence, and then I'm going to have Sarah talk more, because she, so what we have in the public, in what's going on in politics today is something called, I got to get this word right because I messed it up once, pension envy. I'm so glad you got that. And I'm so glad that I pronounced it correctly. And the problem is that people resent the fact that I am paying taxes for those people to have a pension and I don't have a pension. So why should they get a pension and I not have a pension? So Randy is so brilliant, so rather than defend that her T-shirts work hard and gave up working in the private sector and work, 15 hours a day and spend all their own money buying the crayons and the papers and the computers for their kids, she said, why not, rather than be on the defense, which is the unions often feel themselves to be, let's go on the offense. And let's say to every American, we're fighting for you, because we are the union movement that thinks that everybody deserves a good retirement and good wages and a safe place to live. Thank you very much.